Good morning and welcome to this first module. Let us get started by looking at what are the learning outcomes of this module. In this module, we'll briefly see what is a machine and what theory of machines is all about. There are two words here. One is theory and one is machine. We'll try to define both of them and then try to give some examples and conclude this module. Okay. To begin with, we'll see the definition of a machine. Okay. As seen over here, a machine is a device which receives energy in some form and transforms it into useful work. So as a diagram, we'll show it this way. Energy going into the machine does useful work. Okay. We all know that complicated machines, they are built out of a number of parts, or as we call bodies, or in the terminology of theory of machines, we call them link or a resistant body. We'll see more of it in modules that come subsequently. Okay. Here is one example of a machine. Okay. This is a representation of a two-stroke petrol engine. You will see there is a spark plug over here. You see a piston which is moving back and forth in a cylinder block. You can see these two little bars on the block which we call piston or piston rings. You have an inlet port, you have an outlet port. You can see that there are several links which are moving. For example, this blue link, it is rotating. There is another connecting rod here. There is a piston here. These three are having motion relative to each other, whereas this whole cylinder block is stationary. Okay. This next example here is that of a Wankel engine. You can see that there is one moving part which is rotating, which has an inner gear tooth mating with the outer gear tooth on a small wheel. The all four strokes, that is ignition, exhaust, intake, compression, they are going on cyclically here, and you see the two spark plugs which are causing ignition of the fuel. Okay. It helps if you carefully try to observe which parts are moving in a machine, which parts are stationary. Whichever example you take, if you carefully notice which are the moving parts, which are the stationary parts, that will greatly enhance your understanding. Okay. The next word, theory. So we'll club theory of machines, and we say theory of machines deals with multiple bodies that are in a machine which are in contact, and then tries to analyze the relative motion and the forces involved. So it will try to consider the individual parts which are in a machine and try to analyze how they are moving and what forces are involved. This theory of machines is a natural extension of the subject engineering mechanics. Okay. With that, we will conclude the session with a few examples of machines. These are all day-to-day items that we see which we can call machines. Here, this blender receives electrical energy and converts it into useful work of blending or grinding. Similarly, this fan here receives electrical energy and converts it into mechanical energy of throwing air. Okay. Similarly, the third machine here is a sewing machine, okay, which receives electrical energy or muscular energy of a human being, if it is a mechanical one, and converts it into useful work of stitching as we require. And then this here is a machine which again converts muscular energy of human beings into the useful mechanical work of drawing water. This is a bicycle which again receives mechanical energy in the form of muscular energy from human beings and converts it into useful work of moving the bicycle around. Okay, with that we conclude this little module. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please do email them to theoryofmachinesselftaught@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Have a good day.